Silent Music by Jane Hawking. Narrated by Genevieve Swallow. Part 1. Chapter 1. As the long fingers of encroaching night crept into the stuffy little bedroom, the small figure on the bed would have been all but invisible had her tossing movements not disturbed the darkness with glimmering reflections of the dying light. Still wide awake, she kicked off the covers and, stretching her legs until they touched the hard end of the bed, strained not only her ears but every muscle in her body to catch the rise and fall of the argument which filtered up through the floorboards and through the open windows from the room below. She would have preferred not to hear her mother's outbursts, but an irresistible compulsion prevented her from pulling the bedclothes over her head and closing her ears and her mind to the domestic drama being enacted downstairs. Every word of her mother's studied performance was clearly audible, but the low, moderate tones of her father's replies, as he repeated the same words over and again, were more difficult to grasp. She could imagine him shaking his head in anxious uncertainty as he spoke.
"I really can't see how we can manage it. I can't see it all."
Shirley, her mother, the author of the outbursts, interrupted her husband in rhythmic crescendos of hysteria. Ruth, the silent audience of her parents' disagreement, alone in the blackness of the little back bedroom, winced at the injustice of the accusations bombarding her father. "Well, come on, John. Here am I offering to work all the hours in the day, doing something I know I can do to give us a decent income, and all you can say is, 'I can't see how we can manage it,'" shouted Shirley, mimicking his hesitant speech with caustic sarcasm. He replied calmly, stoically hiding his distress, choosing his words carefully in an attempt to avoid further outbursts or provoke his wife even more.
"I don't want you to have to work all the hours in the day. In fact, I don't think you should have to work at all. It's not right."
"But I worked in the war harder than you will ever know," was her immediate defiant retort. "It was all right for women to work then. They had to. So why shouldn't they work now? Other women work even now, so why shouldn't I?" Searching for inspiration, she quickly stumbled on a wider cause, the truth of which was irrefutable, and she went triumphantly into the attack. "Men are afraid, that's why. Men are afraid of losing their power if women can do everything they can do. They're afraid their supper won't be ready for them in the evening, and their shirts..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?